Ahoy there, me hearties! This be Captain Silverhook, and you're listening to the Two Old Pirates podcast. Set sail for an open sea of stories, tales, and some really crazy stuff. I expect you to like and subscribe, lest you be walking the plank.
Hello and welcome to podcast episode 85 of the Two Old Pirates. I'm your boy Eric. I'm back. I wanted to go ahead and say a quick shout out to three great singers that passed away all within 3 to 4 days of each other. Jimmy Buffett, who of course is worldwide known, and the Parrot Heads, his fans, everybody loved him. I'd been listening to him since I was a kid. I mean, the first time you heard Margaritaville, I think everybody is taken in by that song. You just feel at home. You feel like you're on a front porch with a guitar. And you just feel like you're at the beach. Just a wonderful song. Also, the lead singer of Smash Mouth passed away. He was only 56, so he was much younger than the other two singers. And the third singer is Gary Wright, who had a smash of a year in 1976 with Dreamweaver and My Love Is Alive, both hitting number 2 on the charts and the album going multi-platinum. Sorry if I look a little bit tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I'm coming off of having bronchitis last week. That's why I couldn't do an episode last week. I just felt like poop. But tonight, I am coming to you with something I have not done in a while. It's called Eric's True Stories. And if you look back at our catalog of podcast episodes, we used to always do one like every couple weeks, and I just haven't done one in a while. I sat there and said, you know what, it's a little bit of a touchy topic, but it is funny, it's interesting, it's educational. So first off, I want to put this out for anybody who's under the age of 21, that I do not recommend anybody doing this, because I was a fool and I was naive and I was stupid, and you guys know far more than I did way back when. But this is about the first time I drank alcohol. Now, if anybody out there knows me, if you do know me, you know I don't drink at all. No alcohol whatsoever. Not a religious thing, just a personal thing. All right? So I don't judge you. I know the majority of people like to have a cold beverage from time to time. I just don't. All right? I think the last time I really ever actually drank alcohol was 95 or 96. So we're going on like 30 years since the last time I had alcohol. So, I mean, I just don't drink. Sorry. Not sorry. But this is a story of the summer of 1985. We had an old motorhome. It was the name of the motorhome company was Banner. And my dad had always wanted to get another motorhome, so he found a decent priced one and got it, and we fixed it up. And in the summer of 1985, we decided to drive all the way out to California to visit my brother, the oldest sibling of the family. We drove all the way out there through the deserts of Arizona, New Mexico, get out there, have a good time. One of the things out there, it was in Fontana, California, in San Bernardino County. But Fontana was the town back then. It was a nice town back then. I heard it's rough now. But in 1985, that's where I used to go spend summers with my brother out there. And so I had a insight to California and what it was like and stuff, and it was a beautiful time and place. But I digress. So what happened is, with me and alcohol, I was 14, very naive, very skinny, very quiet, very kind of shy kid. And there was a store that was very, very popular out in California. I think they eventually opened up a couple here in Texas, but they were called Pick and Save. And what happened is, imagine like pre-Dollar Tree, pre-Family Dollar, that kind of thing, but bigger than a Family Dollar, with a whole bunch of different stuff that was like awesome. There's so many different things in there that you get. I still have some of the stuff that I bought out there way back in 1985, like basketball stuff and posters and stuff. You could find everything. And so we went into the Pick and Save and walked around and stuff. And, my dad said, yeah, you can get a couple things and stuff. And, things were not $1 there. I mean, they had different prices and stuff. But I came across a couple things and I put them in like a little basket and stuff. And then I saw this stuff and it looked like a Capri Sun, but in a bottle. and it was a 4-pack. So I thought that was kind of cute. I said, man, I get 4 drinks. These will be mine while I'm out here at my brother's house, and I'll just be able to chill on these and stuff. And I knew that if they were like Capri Suns, I was probably just going to drink them all at the same time. And they were in a glass bottle, and so you can kind of see where I'm going here, right? But it was all in Spanish, and it just had like big pictures of strawberries on it. So like almost like a Clearly Canadian bottle back in the day, if you're old enough to remember those. So I put it in the thing, and as they're checking out, my dad looks at my brother, and they both kind of giggle, and they look at me, and they're like, "You sure you want this, Eric?" And I'm all like, "Yeah, it's strawberry. It's a strawberry drink." And they're like, "Okay." Didn't know at the time what they were laughing about. I just thought they were thinking, "Oh, he's stupid. Out of all the things he could have picked in here, he picked a strawberry, like, Capri Sun." So, mind you, we get back to the house, just have a regular summer day, do whatever we do that day. I don't even remember, but I do remember that night. Because my brother was cooking huge steaks, and there was like lobster, and it was me and my mom, my dad. I believe my sister went out there. Maybe my niece went out there, and then there was my brother's wife and his 2 kids. There was a lot of people around the table. We're all eating and stuff, and we have Cokes and Sprites and waters and milks and stuff like that. So I said, when I got home, I had chilled my strawberry Capri Sun drink, so I'm going to go ahead and get one. So I go over and I take it, and I open it up, and it froths. And I was like, that's kind of cool. I guess like Cokes, it kind of is carbonated. I take a couple swigs off it. It tastes a little bit different, but it's very, very fruity, very, very strawberry. So I'm like, this tastes good. I drink some more. So I'm done with a little bit of my steak and a little bit of my baked potato and just things like that and stuff. And my brother looks over. He's all, "Hey, why don't you take it easy there on your strawberry drink there, Eric?" And I'm all like, "Well, it tastes good." I sat there and said, it's not a Coke, so it's probably healthier for me. And he kind of, giggles a little bit and stuff. And as the dinner progresses and stuff, I finished it. So I just put it off to the side. And it was it tasted just like a Capri Sun or something. Seriously, there was nothing to it. And about 5 minutes later, I get up, and I'm going to go get a bottle of water. And I open up the refrigerator, and I see I still have 3 more in there. I was all, that one was actually tasty. Maybe I should drink another one. As all, I'm supposed to have these 4 while we're here, but I can always go back because they were only 99 cents. I forgot to tell you that. So when I got it at Pick and Save, it had 99 cents on it. So I was like, dude, I'm getting 4 for $1. Now, this was the 80s, and things weren't that expensive back then, but I was still like, dude, I'm getting a good deal here. So I grabbed another bottle, went and sat down. Now, my mom had figured out what was going on because my dad and my brother had not told her. But she figured things out after, I guess I went over there. They said, hey. And so I cracked that one open. I saw the stuff come off. I was like, oh, this one's cool. Took a couple drinks. And my mom was all, Eric, I don't think you should really drink any more of that. And I'm like, come on, Mom. It's a strawberry drink and stuff. And then finally Peter looked at me and said, you want me to tell him? And she's all, yeah, go ahead. Now, I was in the safety of my house, my brother's house, with family members all around. Stuff wasn't going to go anywhere. I'm 14. He's all, that's a wine cooler. And I was like, what's a wine cooler? He's all, you ever seen those 2 guys that sit on a park bench on the commercials? It says Bartles and James wine coolers. And I was like, yeah. He's all, it's alcohol. It's like a beer. I was all, I've never even drank a beer. I've never had alcohol. He's all, that's alcohol. So I was all like, I didn't know if I was going to get in trouble. My parents were like, it's all right. You're with us. Everything's going to be fine. You're not in trouble. And it's we're kind of playing a joke on you. My dad was kind of laughing and stuff because I wasn't partying or anything. So I kind of felt in a little way embarrassed and bad, but I finished drinking and stuff, and I sat it down. And Peter told me, "Oh, no, you're done. We're cutting you off. No more." And I was all like, "Well, I understand." I said, "If I did something wrong." They're like, "No, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just that we looked at the side of the bottle, and this is a product from Mexico." And I was all, "Is that bad?" He's all, "Well, they don't always have to go by the same rules that we do." And he was explaining to me that Bartles and James and most of the wine coolers that are very, very popular at that time, they were between 4 to 8% alcohol per bottle, right? These from Mexico, he showed me on the side, this is way before they had like bars to scan and stuff like that, showed 11%. I didn't know what that meant. I thought, man, there's 89% that's not being accounted for. It's 11%. What's the big deal? He's all, this is like harder than beer, all right? And you've already drank 2, and you have no ability to take in alcohol because you've never drank alcohol. So your ability to get drunk is going to be much, much, much higher. And I'm all like, but I'm fine. I don't feel bad. And he's also, you don't feel any like nauseous. You don't feel anything spinning. I'm all like, no, I feel fine. He's all, maybe you just can adapt and you can drink alcohol. I said, I don't know, maybe. So we cleared all the plates. We did all the dishes. We, got everything done. And then my nephew was like, hey, we should watch a movie. And so my brother drove down to the local place where you could rent VHS. Those are big tapes that you could used to watch on things called VCRs for all you young kids. And so we got a movie. I think it was called My Chauffeur. It was some rom-com. And so we bring it back to the house. We put it in. We pop a couple things of popcorn. And we're sitting there watching it. And I'm like, I should get a water because this popcorn is really, really salty. And I open up the refrigerator and I see those 2 bottles sitting there. And I'm all like, it's alcohol. And I've been drinking. And I don't feel anything. I feel absolutely fine. I'll have another. So even though that my brother said, cut him off, don't do this anymore. My parents are already in bed. It's about 11 o'clock at night. We're going to start watching a movie. Crack it open. You see the stuff come off. And I'm all like, I'll drink this with my popcorn. So I start drinking. I'm eating the popcorn. The movie gets over. And I start to get up. And that's 3 bottles down now. And I feel a little different. But I don't feel like drunk. But then again, I'd never been drunk. So I was like, okay, I feel a little tired. I just feel a little tired. So I went and I put the bottle next to the other 2, and I was kind of proud of myself. I was like, dude, all these people getting drunk on TV, all these people that I've seen at barbecues and down at the beach on the 4th of July just getting ripped, and they're all drunk and stuff. I was like, these freaking lightweights, man. I just put away 3 wine coolers. I'm the man. No, I wasn't saying this to anybody because that's not really being a man. But to me, I thought I was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, dude, I put down 3 wine coolers with 0 alcohol ever in my body before. And I just feel fine. There's nothing wrong. And then I said, I guess it's time to go to bed. So I went ahead and walked down the hallway to my nephew's bedroom, which, since my brother was 23 years older than me, my nephew is actually older than me by 2 years. So I was 14, he was 16, but he's my nephew. So I have the bottom bunk. He has the top bunk. And I lay down and I fell asleep pretty fast. And now that you look back, it's because the alcohol was taking effect. I didn't know that. I just thought, man, that dinner was good and that popcorn was good and I'm just really tired. So I went straight to sleep. And I think you guys know what happened. I woke up sometime, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and my entire equilibrium was gone. I was laying down, but I felt I was being pushed down by some force. And I look up, and the ceiling fan is not moving, although it was on. But the ceiling around it was moving. And it's going faster. And the more I looked at it, the faster it went. And the faster it went, the more I felt like, oh, man, my stomach hurts. What's going on with my stomach? So I tried to close my eyes, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. I could still see the ceiling just turning and turning and turning and turning. I open my eyes, the fan is still stopped, although it's actually on, and my mind's telling me, but the ceiling's going on. And then it hit. I'm going to vom. I'm going to puke. I roll off the bed onto the floor, and I try to get up, and I feel so bad, and I feel my stomach hurts, and everything is just like that. I start the crawl. I crawl to the door. I open it up. I look out in the hallway. Of course, it's pitch black. And I start the long crawl to the bathroom at the end of the hall. It's right there at the end of the hall. And it looked like it was 1,000 miles away. I was never going to get there. And I'm just putting one hand in front of the other, one knee in front of the other, just saying, dear God, please, dear God, get me to this bathroom. I'm trying. Please, God. I look like one of those big AT-AT things that like walk in Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back or something like that. I'm getting all the way down the hall and it's getting closer. I'm like, please. And then the stomach's like,
hello, Eric. We have some stuff that needs to be evacuated from your stomach. You better find the porcelain bowl.
And I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to puke all over the... I start going a little bit faster. I'm trying to get there. I reach up. My arm's shaking. I open up the door. I get inside. I get in. I don't even think about closing it behind me, and I just put my head on the toilet seat. And I'm just like, I don't even care if anybody sat here. And then, wah, a forced projectile vomit like I had never done in my life. Even at the sickest I'd ever been with the flu or anything like that. Nothing compared to this vomit. And then it just kept going and going. What did this do? It woke up everybody in the house. Because not only was it just me throwing up, it was me groaning and forcing this stuff out. Sounds disgusting, but if you've ever been there, you know where I'm coming from. My brother runs in his robe. Are you okay? Are you all right? I don't know. Something's coming out of me. I feel like I'm possessed. My dad runs in there. I knew it. I knew if he drank, he was going to go and do this. My mom, are you okay, sweetheart? Are you okay? My sister comes in. What's wrong with Eric? Why is he throwing up? They all had to just admit he has to ride this one out. So they cleaned up my face. They flushed the toilet. And they just gave me a pillow and they told me, sleep it off in the bathroom. I was 14. And I learned my lesson that night that you never, ever, ever think that you can defeat alcohol. I can count on my hand how many times I probably drank after that until the last time I drank in like 95 or 96. So I don't have a long record of drinking. But that is a 100% true story that I'm not embarrassed to explain to you. And if you're a younger person, there is no need to drink the amount of alcohol that a person would need to drink to projectile vomit like that. If you have built up a tolerance to it, that doesn't mean that you're better than the alcohol or you're going to defeat the alcohol. Alcohol is always going to win in the end, whether it's going to be your liver or diabetes or, there's so many different things that could happen. But in moderation, a couple glasses of wine, a couple beers here and there and stuff, it's actually kind of good for you. That's what the doctors say. With Eric, though, what I did is I did 3 wine coolers in the space of about 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe. And, yeah. So I remember that. Everybody always says they remember the first time that they get drunk or they got sick or something like that. But I remember because I was like, dude, I'm never doing this crap again. And I really didn't do it all that often after that. You can ask anybody that I grew up with and stuff. They never will remember me drinking. They will never sit there and say, I remember all the times we got drunk. It doesn't work that way. So for you young people, kind of steer away from it until you're a little bit more mature and stuff. For you older people, kind of slow down because I'd like to see you guys stay here a lot longer. And remember, don't drink and drive. And don't buy any wine coolers from Mexico. 11% kicked the living crap out of me. Anyways, I hope that you enjoy this true story. If you like, please subscribe, please follow, please share, and I will have a new episode coming your way very, very soon. For the Two Old Pirates, I'm Eric. Take it easy, guys. Love you.